How's it going, people? Ooh. How's it going tonight? Well, I'm going to delay a little bit, folks. It's the open bar. We're kind of doing what we want to do here. So while we're doing what we want to do and getting into the things that we want to get into, why don't we see if anyone makes the show tonight? Anyone misses it or anything like that? Oh, we've seen some people. There were some people, then there were, they'll be in and out, but let's see if they can find their way in because, trolls are trolls. This is what we're going to worry about here. Trolls are trolls and haters are haters. And this is the first part of the show that we're going to get into tonight, folks. And this is why I wore my special blazer and my special 80 shades. Oops, they're frames actually, but you get my meaning. I wore it especially. I came right off the skiing, bro. Oh my god. I should have liked more views. I got a light here. Let's see how you do this. Is that better? Was that way too bad? Okay. We must do better here. Gotta do better. So let's try to work this out. Well, that's not gonna work right now. Let's try another thing. Well, folks, I'm just gonna have to do my darndest to be in the way here, so let's be in the way. I love the song over here, by the way. It's almost over. Let's just go ahead and stop it while we can here. I love that. I love that whole vinyl sound. But let's just get into the whole opening act here. The Janeane Garafalo effect. Now, for those of you who may watch this, for the one person live that's actually watching this live, let's just say I thank you if you're genuine. But if you are who I think you are, or possibly who I think you might be, good luck getting in. And I certainly hope that you like my lesson as I devise between a troll and a hater. I've tried to do this before, but it was mainly about the trolls themselves. Let's see if I can get this out of the way here. Let's see if I can do that. All right, folks. So let's go ahead and give you a little bit of what a troll is. A troll normally, and what I like to deal with, they're very simple. They're businesslike. They deal with very specific things, but in a way that's very general. They're about division, disinformation, and distraction. They'll pop up and they'll act like they're certain individuals and they're about certain things. And they'll ingratiate themselves to people in certain causes, but they only do that just to kind of infiltrate Once they infiltrate, they then start spreading their own disinformation, getting people riled up in the way wrong way, and therefore causing division to people who know what the lies are and are trying to convince the other people what those lies are, but being made to feel like enemies by the shield that's in the middle of all of this. That's what trolls actually do. Trolls are very businesslike. They will pick out certain people that are spreading a certain message that they want to derail, and they'll just go in and start derailing. It's nothing personal, and that's the difference. See, it's the it's the personal aspect that differentiates a troll from a hater. Now, the haters, such as I have, and such as many people do have, that are trying to do things and are trying to make things happen for themselves, and people don't want those things to happen for them, maybe because it's not happening with them, maybe because it's not happening for them, and they rather it not happen for anyone, or especially that person, if it's not going to happen for them. Or maybe because it's not happening, maybe because that person decided to move along and not make things happen with them, they become bitter, or maybe it was just a con that that person finally woke up from. And like many villains in many movies, you can't beat them. They're going to figure out a way to beat you because that's how villains operate, essentially. I guess you can say. So, why do I have haters? You might say. What if I didn't have haters, folks? Not doing anything right. Because haters, or naysayers, as that word goes all the way back. You say nay, I say nay. It goes way back. So as far back as we can remember, there have been naysayers. There have been people who spoke against someone that people may have believed in. This is one person who says, nay, I do not believe in this person. I blah, 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 blah. There you have that. Naysayers have always been around. So this is nothing new. It's just new slang, new words that are attached to these people. So a hater is someone who normally they'll make things personal. It's a personal situation. It's just a hate or concentration on a person, whether it's I hate that person because they're from where I'm from and they're making it and I'm not. What are they doing that I'm not doing the way they're making it? The hometown hate. You may have a person that's I guess a common in it's a common interest hater. A person who does what you do. They're a basketball player like you. You're the person that's notable. You're the person that people are concentrating on and are hating on you because hey, that seems impersonal, but to them it's a little bit personal. It becomes personal because they connect themselves to that situation. I'm a basketball player. Why aren't things happening for me the way it's happening for that person? Hell, I'm trying to make it. I'm from here. I'm trying to make it. I've been working hard for a long time. Why is it not happening for me? You know, so it's that type of thing. But the haters, there's things about over the years there've been things said about haters. Oh, haters are my motivators. I love my haters and things like that. And some people may think that's strange. Why would you congratulate? Why would you celebrate? Why would you encourage haters to hate? Because the haters, in their own weird way, are the real ones in the situation. Not so much in what they say. They're not real so much in what they say. It's what it's their activity. Because the more active you are, the more active they are. The more momentum you gain, the more they're going to work to try to stop your momentum. That's how haters work. And it's when your momentum is stopped, when you're not doing well, it's when they stop talking about you. They move on to the next person. They move on to the next person they have an issue with. Because sometimes a hater is a hater all the time. But sometimes the haters make it personal. Sometimes the haters do the general hating. But it's always about hating, never about trolling. Even though you might say, well, they may do the same thing to you, disinformation. Look at what they may have been doing in the other videos. They may have been creating disinformation and division within you and within people that you may connect with. They tried it. See that? They tried those techniques because they understand those troll techniques as well as I do. The division, disinformation, and distraction. That's what they try to use those. So this division. How'd that happen? Well, the division was in trying to make it seem as if make it seem as if my creative partner and I weren't really working together. I'm just sitting up here recreating shows of old content, old videos that that a certain person's been putting up for years. They say, trying to discredit me. So because they discredit me and saying, "Oh, I'm just regurgitating information. I'm just regurgitating videos and copying off of what he's doing," it basically discredits anything that I'm doing, anything that I'm saying. It can't be believed because I'm just putting out this bullshit that people already put out. What am I doing? You know. So that's why, of course, in a division situation, the cure for that is always making sure you have an ace up your sleeve. That's my tattoo that I have right about here, folks, because I always keep an ace up my sleeve. A nice little extra thing just to make sure that in case some bullshit like that happens, because I'm doing a tribute, folks, but just in case some bullshit like that happens, I had to come out with new content that my creative partner, 7 Day, allowed me to use as I wished. But the only thing I was going to wish to do was just put it out there and say, this is the genius that's my creative partner. And we together will make up Delinquent Studios. We, the founders. Of course, as we go along, there are people that will come along that want to disrupt, that want to break free, that want to be able to live as their own boss and work within a team. If you can do that, that's the challenge. That's the challenge that we present. That people like myself and 7 Day present. Can you be your own boss, but can you work within a team? Can you handle your business, but also be able to interact and work and intermingle with other people? So you keep pressing on with the show and you deal with the division. The disinformation was also there. Oh, it's been, saying, oh, you know, he's been working with this guy, for so long. They're doing this, they're doing that. Yeah, sure. But yet here we are. Yet here my partner is out there on Instagram, on YouTube, trying to push his music, and he's out here trying to show that he has versatility. It's not just about pushing his music all the time. It's about saying, you know what? I'm not only someone that's going out here putting out music and beating competition. I'm also someone that can say I can explain what I'm looking for, what I'm trying to present, so you can understand me a little bit better. I'm going to show you, hey, this is what I think about certain music. This is what I think about certain artists, certain tracks that are out here that are gaining popularity. This is what we're doing. You know, this is what we're working on, and we're working on podcasts, folks. Actual podcasts with podcast equipment, folks. Podcast equipment. We will be working on that. We're working on things as we speak. Getting logos together, getting things ready. It's a fun time, folks. So that's why, along with other things, a lot of things kind of came at me, pretty much all at once. Death of my mother-in-law. You know, um, then we're also dealing with, not dealing with, but celebrating recently my anniversary. I've been married for about, wow, 18 years, man. 18 years. Awesome. And it's great being able to sustain this long and still being this young and being able to sustain this long. You would think that we wouldn't have much of a chance, I'm saying, starting out the way we did as long as we started out at that age, but it worked out. So I'm very grateful for that. So we're dealing with that. And now this weekend we're dealing with Mother's Day. So there's a lot of things going on, folks. Life is busy, and the great thing about it is that now I'm with people. I'm hanging out with a guy who understands. who understands that life calls, things happen. We're busy. We're trying to make things happen. We're trying to get projects together and everything like that. We understand each other. We work with each other. And that's just the way things get, man. It makes for an easier environment. I'm enjoying it. So, but while we're doing this, I mean, this little seance, the Janeane Garafalo effect. Let's just see. Let's check out some things here. Oh wow. Jeez. Okay. I do apologize for that. Let me say first of all, let me be clear. Janeane Garofalo is awesome, by the way. I think she's awesome. Always been awesome. I think that she, along with Andy Dick, along with Bob Odenkirk, was and Ben Stiller, the Ben Stiller show. I think they were ahead of their time. They were an awesome small cast. It was a funny show. So I mean, I just really, again, I think she's awesome. She's always been funny. She's always been willing to take chances and not be safe with her career. And she's done some things, and I'll always give her a lot of credit. And I give thanks to the Garafaholic who liked my title, but it's more of a play on names because of a particular name that was put out there either as a ruse, as a put on, or whatever. But let's just check some things here because we never know. Are we being watched? Are we being recorded? What's happening? What's happening? But anyway, let's just have our fun with that, folks. Ooh. Okay, anyway. But anyway, let's get up closer. Can you see? Can you see me? Okay. Anyway, we're good, folks. Nice little brown head shining. We know we're having fun right now. We're conducting a seance here. I was hoping that, Jeffrey and his haters, because they missed the show, maybe Grandpa and his, and his ankle biters, guys who on bended knee, resting at the crotch, of their master. Maybe one of them can alert him, hey, the show's happening. He's, the untalented guy. He's making it out there. He's got it hard. Ooh, 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 the untalented guy. Ooh. But folks, I'm going to tell you something. Again, the thing about haters is that when they're not talking about you, is when you know you're done. Trust me on that, folks. If you want to know when you're done, when your time is up, when your days are numbered, it's when they're not talking about you. When they're not saying, when they're talking about somebody else, when they're hating on somebody else, then you know, like, I'm not. Something's wrong. I gotta check. I gotta check things. I gotta reassess what's going on because, something's not happening for me, anymore like it was. Because if it was, they would still be talking. But as of 6 hours ago, they were talking. 6 hours ago, folks, they were talking. So what does that say to you? Someone who has no views, oh my God, has no views, hurts my feelings. It's just, we're having fun here, folks. But let's just go back to where we are. Let's go back real quick. Let's go in. See if we can get back here. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, we're live. We got one person watching, folks. Now let's check our numbers, okay? Now, this is what I'm going to tell you with very little promotion. See, it's just testing out certain things to see how they work. I tap my certain networks to see will there be support there. Go to my usual social media, do what I do, and I put it up, and I just go. I wait a few minutes, I get prepared, and then I just jump right in. Now, in doing that, of course, if you measure it by this, there's only one person actually watching this show as it goes on. That's fine. There's one person to see possible bloopers. But so far, I'm doing fine. Not a bunch of your no's, not a bunch of dead silence, and just blah, blah, blah. I hardly ever do that because this brain, this motor mouth just keeps going and going and going. So I don't worry about that. But going back to some of the other stuff now, Of course, haters. See, haters are much like trolls, but again, they're different because they make it personal. So it's personal, and they're really just very empty people. Trolls, they have a purpose. Sometimes they're very full. Like one troll that I, one troll that I exposed was an executive. He was an executive at Boeing. That's right, folks. The 757s, the planes that yeah, Boeing the Boeing that recently got in a lot of fucking trouble with the government right now because they just keep shitting the bed and they just can't keep allowing them to shit the bed, and they shit the bed so bad this time that they just could not clean it up without with any real satisfaction, folks. That's the reality. So that's the kind of people that I exposed. I exposed a guy like that. I exposed them when people realized that I was starting to get into the I was adding into these circles on Google Plus. I was adding into my circles on Google Plus. They would get scared, they would run away because they didn't want me to expose who they really were. These people, the haters, they're losers in their own right. That's the other reality. That they're losers. The average hater that hates on someone else is a loser. And let me give you a little inside joke between enemies. How about we try that? Okay? A little inside joke between enemies. You claim to not be a piece of shit when in fact you're a shit bag. Yeah, you're not a piece of shit. You're a shit bag. You're the bag that contains pieces of shit. Because you may think that because you stepped away and you're I can't control what this person might say. Of course, talked about, ran through bits, pre talking about what you're gonna do. What can we do to get under his skin? What can we do? What can we do? What can we do to bring the character back? We can't, because that was a character, folks. That whole I'm going to go and I want to be on your come on, man. I've seen your channels. I've seen them. Okay, I've seen them, and you know you want to take credit. You say no one's watching. No people that were watching were me and the situation I've set up. But again, folks, 70 views, 70 views from episode 3, Night Owl. Say 26 views on the Cooper Matrix True Sessions. You know, oh, 67 views on the Night Owl Lounge. Delinquent Studios episode 27 on 20, and then the next one right after that, 55 views, folks. So I mean, here we go again, 55 views on the 420 episode where we basically show Mac and Devin go to high school. 32, 32 a couple weeks ago, and 20 last week. So again, folks, here's the chess game that I play, and this is why I put that up I put it up for a couple of reasons. There's a Public Enemy logo and one of the chess pieces because it's fun. I love Public Enemy. I love what they stand for. It's appropriate for now. It's fun, and also because it's chess. It's a chess game that I'm playing, folks. Chess is war. See, chess is war, but it's a war of strategy. It's a war of sacrifice. It's a war of protection. Because you got to protect your queen. Isn't that right, Janeane? Got to protect your queen. So that's what we're doing. They're protecting their queen. Now they got to sit back over there and they got to talk. I got to be included in the show. They got to pretend. They got to try to call a number they perceive to be my number. They got to call. Oh, by the way, inside joke. I knew it was you on the first call. I knew it was you on the second call. See, the thing about people who are in MMA, they know, or in the submission wrestling, they know that in order to be really good at submissions, you have to know how to get out of submissions. You have to know all the ways to keep a person in submission so they don't escape. So you have to know all the ways to escape. So that way you make it tighter. You basically reach a little higher on the arm, or you twist it back just a little bit more. You try to gain a little more grip here instead of here, or wherever you may work out in your own notes. It's all about connecting and making sure that they don't escape out. That's what becoming a better submission wrestler is. So in this case, being a person that has comedic timing, it's about derailing comedy. So when you hang up a phone right at a moment where you think somebody's going to respond, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing that happens, folks. And it derails everything that they would like to do to you. It derails everything that they think they can pull you into. Oh, folks, and we've lost our live viewer. Finally, folks, at least we had one. Talking knew we had no views. He's just stalking me constantly. Maybe that was him. I love doing that. You know, he'll probably just salivate over the fact that I dropped his name at this point. But see, no one's watching. Will no one watch? Will he drift people to watch just so they can hear me say his actual name? Or maybe he would drift them along here to hear me say Jeffrey Garafolio. And again, folks, as a journalist, I want to say that I don't, I reserve judgment on validity of what I'm saying. This is open bar, folks. I'm not reporting news. I'm like passing along information. We're in a lounge, smoky, folks. We're drinking, having a couple of drinks. We're putting a rumor out like, hey, did you hear about that guy supposedly named Jeffrey Jefferfolio or something like that? Janine Garafalo, I think. I think he wants to be Janine Garofalo. I think he always dreamed and obsessed over Janine Garofalo, maybe. And maybe he thought that I was a red herring, thinking I would bite on that. Oh, this is who he really is. This is who he really is. Doesn't matter, man. Doesn't matter. A loser by any other name still loses. I mean, just understand that. A loser by any other name still loses. So, mm-mm-mm. It's open bar tonight, folks. I mean, we're giving this almost a half an hour. We're giving this situation almost a half an hour alone, and still no one. I wonder why. No haters. I wonder why no haters, because they just decided to just fuck off. Talk. They want to talk on the show, but they don't want to talk